Hello everyone and welcome back to the Edain mod. Today we are beginning the guides for the Dwarves. All three Dwarf factions being done all in 1 week, starting with the Dwarves of Erebor. And I think particularly the Dwarves of Erebor work really well against Angmar. And we're going to go into all of that as we get into the game. I'm trying to do this on the new Valley of the Iron Hills map because it's a good map. It's a nice map, plain and simple. Lots of space to move out. To make sure I actually choose a faction to start with. Chose Erebor. So what Erebor does is they're the aggressive. Oh, I didn't want to make that. They're the aggressive of the three factions. They have extremes in levels of weakening enemies by either reducing their armor or just breaking them apart. That is what the Dwarves of Erebor do best. And why is it so good against Angmar? Well, first thing, their early game units are more than competent at dealing against both pikemen and axe throwers. Because we're the Dwarves, unless we make battle wagons, we have no weakness to their pikemen, which are their most devastating units if we let them live. And also, their elite units don't really stand much of a chance against us either because we have the armor piercing on all of our abilities.
Here they are. Who called for some guardians? The battle awaits. Let's get in there. Take them out.
As you can see, we got some Brewdower Piemen coming in. 2 hits and they're dead to our warriors. Got a mine shaft from the base. And another thing is, Erebor has 2, maybe 3 ways of dealing with Thrallmasters. We've got Nori with his throwing knife. We've got Gimli with his throwing axe, which with Berserk can even kill a power passive upgraded Thrallmaster, which I don't think the AI know how to use, thank God. But either way, that is all good. Starting us out with Kark's Ravens, I always go with this power first for the Dwarves. No particular reason other than it's just a good power to have, and it leads to Lone Tower, which is definitely more important than an Undermine. Because from any settlement we can build ourselves a mine shaft, so whenever we're exploring around the world we can easily build ways in and out of wherever we need to be. I'm going to, in fact, throw down the Ravens onto that lumber mill I just made. More gobbos, perfect. Kill them. Another thing about the Dwarves, their workers and settlers, well, their workers' tools, sorry, just the workers' tools, improve the levels of their halls of warriors and their forge works as well. So, unlike in some scenarios where you might go settlers' tools, the Dwarves, you should almost always go workers' tools. Instead of it being like 80 to 20, 8 to 2, it's about 9 to 10. You always go Dwarf workers' tools. Very few scenarios where it's not viable. And look at that. We just looked away, talked some stuff about the Dwarf workers' tools, and we destroyed that mine shaft with nothing to worry about. Granted, quite a few factions can do that, but these are definitely the Dwarves that can do it the fastest. Now, an outpost. Dwarven outposts, typically the special ones they get aren't that special. It's better to just build ordinary outpost. Now, I think this might be a similar scenario. What we're going to try to do, I'm going to get 1 unit of pikemen if this doesn't work. I'm going to summon Dory, have him run towards us, make sure he's still running towards us, using Dory as a I was going to say battery, as a someone that gets battered. No, this isn't working. Fall back. We've got Angmar to worry about, and they're coming in numbers. We've got axe throwers and a bunch of pikemen. Let's deal with that. Now, Dora's going to be off cooldown, sadly. But we'll have these Iron Beat warriors go up and deal with the threat over there. I want to try and fight them on my terms, not theirs. one unit. Keep moving through. Don't worry about what little damage we take. Oh, fell wind. That hurts. It's fine. Come on, keep going forward. Kill those guys over there. The pikemen over here are just taking land. That's fine. They're not a threat, not a worry. Phalanx is still going. Gonna save up for a hero, I think. Hero or powers? Okay, they've got more axe throwers. Gonna get more dwarves first now. More dwarves. Upgrade. Now they're fighting on my terms. On my land. We killed the troll, nice. We can now build a lone tower, which we can throw right into here. Throw it in their backline so it's killing the axe throwers. They've got all axe throwers now, actually. Speaking of, let's kill off this troll master. He's not controlling anyone, but if he were, I should have killed. I don't know what happened there. I wish I knew, but I don't. Oh, another thing about these guys: the polearm hammer strikes help them deal bonus damage against buildings. Hopefully, that means we'll actually destroy that troll there before before the troll comes back and kills us. But you know. If it happens, it happens. I'm going to try and make it so it doesn't happen. Moddb is on the way. But those axe throws are pretty much all gone now. The troll back? No, but it will be back any second now. And that's when it's the problem. Okay, troll layer down. Back to default. Bold eyes here. We've got more Thrall Masters. I'm going to kill the Thrall Masters that haven't made Thralls yet. I'm going to make this into an ordinary outpost. Sorry, late day or whichever one you are. But not today. Not today. I just want an ordinary outpost that I can build up and shore up. And when it's called for. Lord into the base. Moddb in particular is a good damage dealer for heroes, but not so much for units or buildings, despite his ability to adapt to weaken buildings. He doesn't do well against them. We've just got Dwarf Forge Workers tools. Perfect. Well, now the main thing I built this outpost for is for the lines of defense. We can build 3 extra build plots anywhere on our base. In fact, purchased. Waldar trying to run away. Let's not let him. So get some money out of that. Up Durmoff, fall back. If Waldar wants to keep running, let him keep running. And don't focus the. Then focus that. Okay, Waldar's back, but he's destroying my base elsewhere. Dory's back. Make sure he's in the front. We could get glowing, but he's more of a siege hero and no to siege, I say. I say no to siege. Okay, they're destroying this building. That's fine. We just killed Durmoff. Killed the Thrall Masters protecting him. Probably going to go for Foreign Stonehelm. Yeah. To kill off the hero spam, we want hero killers, and the best hero killer we have is good old Foreign Stonehelm III. Keep Nori alive if possible. Try and snipe one of those dancing trolls. Thankfully the tower was sniping the troll as well. Okay, Monomorph is now dead. Men of Carn Dum are here. I'm not particularly afraid yet, but I am going to build one tower here for now. I'm not going to put too much money into that outpost. It's making me plenty of money as it is. It's going to keep making Erebor Guardians. We could get some axe throwers as well. In fact, I am going to get some axe throwers. Axe throwers are good against these guys. We're going to also build a half on one of the plots we had. We're actually going to get some statues. I'm going to try the triple statue strat. Maybe quadruple, yeah, quadruple statue. And get all my heroes super cheap. While we've just killed 3 of their heroes. Durmoff, Monomorph and Waldar. Drauglin, not a problem. Witch King and Zafragor are bound to be alive somewhere. So probably throwing the ravens down here would be a good idea. This tower will also give extra vision. So let's see. Edain is now 900 cheaper. and only pay 600 for the buildings. That goes the same for Gimli. Foreign is 600 cheaper. That's really good. Let's get him now while we've not got the command points to get any more units. Some more men of Carn Dum over here. Let's take them out. And then I'm going to build a pony camp right here. That's a plague. That's fine. Just run through it. Run through it. Run through it. Don't think about it. Just run through it. It's going to keep spreading. That's fine. Just keep walking through it. Build me that pony camp. Kill that last Carn Dum archer. And let's see if I can rebuild this as well. Let's just send Nori to do this. Send Nori to do that one job. And yeah, look at that. That tower with those ravens is massive vision for us. We can see all the way over here. We've got Dwarves coming back. Got Foreign Stonehelm now, which is really good. And one good thing about the Erebor heroes is they really do complement their faction. Really viable heroes.
They've been here too long.
Nori just in general is good. And let's see how well he does against Dory does against Dwarves. I'm not expecting him to win. Yeah, they definitely made Dory not a hero fighter, but more of just a unit fighter. Because it does AoE, can hit multiple enemies, knocks them down, etc, etc. They use blight on that bit building, perfect. Just get the 100 back from it. We wasted their potential, and now I'm going to get the Pantry. I was about to say Gimli, but nope, we don't have the command points for that no more.
It's a goblin cave.
And there's goblins there. Is there any goblins here? I'm just using Nori to scout. I probably should have done this a lot earlier. Get some more money out of this, but oh well. Okay, army, get ready to move out. They're trying to kill the ponies. We cannot allow this.
Stand proud.
Yeah, if they destroy that lumber mill, so be it. It means I can rebuild it as a as something else instead. Oh, I've got labourers killing the troll. What do you think about that? How do you like them apples? I mean, my labourers are dying, but they're fighting the good fight. Get another pantry while we're still thinking about it. And try and get that settlement too. Since we've got the pony camp, we want to get elite equipment. Prepare for that. And another thing about Angmar heroes, they're not good against high health, high armor heroes. So for example, you know, every dwarf hero wants to get mithril mail. Super resilient to anything that the enemy can think of, that Angmar can think of throwing at you. If they could use cavalry, I would say Angmar would not be the primary faction to go up against. If they could make monsters that weren't those trolls, that would also be a problem. Dermoff's in my base. Build a lone tower here. Kill those trolls. Perfect. Just build mine shafts everywhere now. Because mine shafts are giving us a decrease in our upgrade costs, which is what we want. All the lumber mills did in the early game was give us a bit more bang for our buck when they weren't getting attacked. But mine shafts everywhere are definitely what we want. Even if it means we make a little bit less money from time to time, it's still better. Yeah, Foreign Stonehelm just decimating everyone who comes into its proximity. Let's destroy that as well. First pony unit is here. Elite equipment's almost made. We've got our first Arkham Guard soon to be made. Let's get Gimli. I like Edain. Don't get me wrong. I like Edain, but he's not as good as Gimli. Gimli's just the original dwarf. The original big guns. The guy you can trust on to do any job. And he still is. He's amazing. He's got really good hero damage. Really good wave clear against units with his leap and berserk. He can weaken enemies around him by using his Indomitable trait, which he gets at level 8. We shall see. Stone encounters 1. Make sure we're getting rid of that. Crapapult. Monomorph is down as well. Thank you, Foreign. Let them come. There is one dwarf, yes, in Moria, who still draws breath. Get your unit of Arkangon and get those Khazad-dûm vets put into the base. They blighted my mineshaft. That is perfectly fine. They're not blighting my base, which means they're not getting out the maximum potential value out of that power. So I'm not doing anything here yet. I was thinking doing the Forge Works. Or actually no, I was thinking of doing a half at first, but we've been doing well. Let's get another stonemason. Gives our buildings extra health, so can't complain. Okay, Khazad-dûm vets join with the ponies. Go off to Khazad-dûm. Did you know back in the day the Khazad-dûm vets actually had a 50-50 chance of not coming back? And you had to send just basic guardians with them, which made it more viable in the early game. But it also meant there was a chance that you just spent 4 minutes getting the ponies ready, 200 gold on the... yeah, it was a very risky gamble by doing that. It could work, it could also fail terribly. Waldor's trying to come in, he saw the army and just bailed. Good on him, he knows how to think on his feet. Let's get Day 9 foot and then we can demolish all these heroic statues. We've got all our heroes now. Could say they could keep these around for a little bit longer for brand, but that's if I ever actually build Dale, but I'm not, so you know. You know what I'm trying to say. Got more ponies. If we want actual Khazad-dûm vets to keep, not a bad idea. But I don't really care about Khazad-dûm vets. They're an okay unit. They were buffed, kind of, in the recent patch. But honestly, they're still. Oh, I didn't actually buy glowing, so I've got to pay the extra gold for it now. Ugh. No, that's fine. I got Dane. I don't mind glowing. Don't get me wrong. Glowing's a good hero for some people. For me, though, with my particular playstyle, not so much. It doesn't quite go with what I use the most, which is everything but siege. And he is Siege Incarnate. You also can build extra mineshaft connections to the tunnel network, which is cool. Yeah, we'll get him. We can't have a party without glowing. It's like we'll keep having one unit chase that crapapult to the ends of the earth. It stopped for a second, which means it is now in range to be destroyed. Perfect. So what does Dane do? Well, here's an ability that while he's attacking, he's giving bonuses to our units. So you know, pretty good hero. Don't know why I built that lumber mill. I just did. And axe throwers have a ability where they hit something that doesn't have heavy armor upgrades, or classifies having heavy armor in the case of the Minas Morgul units. We deal more damage to them. So casual more damage, can't go wrong. However, speaking of damage, we just got really, really badly hit there. We're going to have to fall back. That's the one weakness that the Dwarves of Erebor have. They are very slow to react to things. We don't typically react, we just act. And it works for us. It does work. But when we get hurt, we've got to rest. We've got to have a rest every now and again. Which is why the fact they removed Dwarven Beer does make the Dwarves of Erebor less viable without taking short breaks every now and again. I got every rune but the rune I actually wanted. Oh, classic me, eh? Classic me. That glowing in here with the rest of the army. get some Archon Guard, get another unit of Axe Throwers. Actually, cancel one unit of Archon Guard. Let's get Forged Blades. Another good thing about Iron Hills is they don't have to buy the Fire Arrow upgrade for their Dwarf ranged unit, because their Dwarf ranged unit are the Axe Throwers. So really good way of saving a bit more money that way. Get the Banner Carrier upgrade purchased, and another unit, no, not even Axe Throwers, another unit of Archon Guard. Let's start pushing out again. Glowman's on his way. We've healed up mostly back to full health. And we'll soon have heavy armor, forged blades and all that nonsense to go with it. Banner carriers I think is the most important thing, because it gives us extra health, gives us regeneration out of combat if we're standing still. That was an avalanche in my base. The ponies just survived. The axe throwers just survived. Oh, yeah, I saw that one coming. But because of all the extra health our buildings have, that barely even scratched us. All it does is just prevent us from doing anything for a few moments. Right after that has expired, we're back to fighting form again. And we're starting to get dwarves with heavy armor. So you best beware. You have that unit of phalanx? No, they're dead. They're long dead. Poor things. Can't even suggest how to mourn them. I wasn't sure how they died. Those axe throwers, how they doing? Not too well. I probably should have left them at the base for a bit, but I was not paying attention to what I was pressing. Forged Blades, how you coming? Oh, the avalanche of my base, they blighted my buildings. Thankfully, this is not a resource building, so it doesn't count as getting affected by the blight. Just sucks when it happens. Oh, that's a catapult. Aiming for my units, and look how little damage that did. That's the power of Forged Blades and heavy armor of the dwarves that did, and that's not even with an extra 15% damage and armor boost, just for having the upgrades. In fact, did they reword that in some capacity? So it looks like a different dwarf with heavy armor and Forged Blades, and okay, that is it's specific now. To be fair, it might have been specific before, but you have to have both your weapon and your armor upgrade to get a overall boost. That's the plague. Get out. We're not near our base. We're not near a well. We should be falling back. The catapult baited us, and then the bell winds trapped us here. But it's fine because we're out of the plague radius. Now, one good thing that this Edain has is if I was to throw down this ability here, all units going towards that area are going to have more speed. I believe that's the wording. Allied units and heroes move faster the closer they are to the banner. So yeah, that's like a rally point for us. The point where we want to reach. And this is why axe throwers are good. Because when you're in these cases, you kind of just want to have stuff to strike the enemy from afar. Let's get the war masks, so our guardians will be weakening the enemy's armor even more. So yeah, even if they had forged blades and heavy armor right now, we're basically fighting them as if they didn't have forged blades and heavy armor. And look at that. Axe throwers are beautiful, beautiful creations. Give them forged blades and they're more... Honestly, they are more powerful than most ranged units in the game. They're not the most versatile. They do one thing. They get up close and they throw their axe. But that one thing is what makes them so damn good. And now, well, our economy is just rolling out of proportions. Unfortunately, we don't have anywhere we can rest and heal up. That's another good thing about like Erebor. You've got Boffer that can summon Bomber for a quick heal. The Dwarves of Erebor being slower than both of the other dwarf factions and not have. Well, I say that if we were diligent and we decided to build a forge works and get a battle wagon to build a hearth onto it, that would do it. That would do the job. So I should be considering that. And I am. I'm going to do it. I'm going to build the hearth on a battle wagon and use that to heal. But meanwhile, we're just going to take over the map, because why not? Why not? I feel like taking over the map. I have dreams. My dream is to take over the map. Just keep getting Arkangard. Again, nothing wrong with Khazad-dûm vets, but Arkangard in particular are just so good. They've even got good revenge damage, look at that. They're elite pikemen, but they're not actually elite pikemen. It's such a funny concept. I mean, it's been done before. Mind you, it's been done before. The Guardians of Lorien back in Edain 3.8 had a similar effect. Oh, that's one thing actually. Getting a Dale marketplace is better for the healing well. The healing well is much better in Dale than it is the Hearth here. Because the unnerfed version. There's very few unnerfed wells that still exist. In Largest there's two of them. They're Mystic Fountain and the Dunedain healing tent. Both Dale and Lake Town have the superb well. And then Gondor has a minor healing from the House of Healing in Dol Amroth. Then Rohan doesn't. Lothlorien does, but it's only, again, it's the minor heal. It's not actually replenishing the unit as well. Still good, but, you know, not the best. Let's get a battle wagon. Let's give it a half. We've got a bunch of ponies. Going to sit them all on the base. Have them have a nice little tea party. Sit by the well so we're healing. Because this will be the last push of the game. This is where we push to win. And they're just trying to destroy a mine shaft with arrows. Basic steel arrows don't do anything against that. You'll need ice arrows at least. If you want to make any dent into that. Meanwhile, we're just healing back to full. We've got our army now up to full strength. I kind of went above the command point cap and now I can't get my battle wagon. I'm sad I'm getting rid of these axe throwers. I might get Brand after all then. We won't be able to do anything because he only buffs Lake Town units, I think. But hey, we'll have him. We'll have him and that's what counts. It's the fort that counts. Another thing I forgot to mention, if Angmar is weak to Dwarves of Erebor, what do you think would be weak? Which faction do you think would be weak to the Dwarves of the Iron Hills and the Dwarves of Erin Luin? The answer, you'll be surprised, is different than this. Because each faction has their strength. Each of the minor factions of the Dwarves have unique strengths and weaknesses that are all exploited in different ways. So, for example, as I said, Erebor, they've got superior melee focused armies.
We've got a wagon ready here.
And we can get the ale keg for healing outside of combat.
I stand as the captain of Dale.
So we'll have that as a separate thing. Separate command group. And the strength of the Iron Hills, again going back and forth between topics. The strength of the Iron Hills is that actually their is just the it's just the Ram Riders. It's a small thing, sure. It may sound like a small thing, but it does make the difference. Those Ram Riders, you focus those Ram Riders, and you can go far. And Erin Luin is just their overarching mobility. And their larger hero roster. The Iron Hills, they do have better elite units, but they do have extra elite units, but they don't have. Well, they have an elite hero unit. They lack in heroes. Erebor has a good mix of both. They have okay mobility with the battle wagon, which all factions really do have. But theirs is in a way better because they can just crush through more things. Their battle wagons are definitely the best. The Iron Hills battle wagons are kind of defensive, which makes them weaker overall because it means their charge is weaker. Doesn't kill as often. It's also why when you're fighting against the dwarves, dwarven AI, they always have amazing battle wagons because they have these battle wagons. These are the best. The Erebor battle wagon you can consider is actually the second worst instead of the first worst. Instead of the worst, I do think the Iron Hills battle wagon is the worst. But it's definitely not better than. Definitely not as good as the Erebor one, just because of the extra damage. The dwarves of Erebor are more, as I said, it's a versatile versatile unit, where it has a ranged ability on top of just being there. But yeah, this version is definitely the best. For what a battle wagon is meant for, you want the Erebor battle wagon. If you want a battle wagon to just harass the enemy and be like a horse archer unit, you want the Erebor battle wagon. And if you want a battle wagon that can weaken the enemy so you can just keep fighting them in melee a little bit longer, which is personally not the preferred way of playing, you want the Iron Hills. So use all the Arcangar's abilities, give them knockback resistance, I believe. Ignore heavy armor and cannot be knocked back or trampled and deal more damage. Oh, we're so slow to the frozen land and I can't throw down my banner. It's fine. Let's get... Oh, you know what? Let's get Gandalf. No, I can't get Gandalf. Let's get Final Stand. Extra armor for everyone. You cannot die. I refuse. And you don't get to die either. Yeah, that is overall everything about the Dwarves of Erebor. Good heroes, good units, good versatility. They are just good in general. No proper weakness other than cavalry can really mess them up because their piemen are their one weakness. That's why the Arcangar is so good at dealing with revenge damage. But large monsters like trolls, mountain giants, they're really weak to them too. Mumakil, of course. Unless they go full pikes and give them full upgrades, which personally is not what I prefer. That's why I only went for that one unit of phalanx. They might have buffed them. They might have. But from my experience, just if you can avoid going against cavalry, just go full infantry. Full infantry, axe throwers will win you the day with your heroes. That is all you need to know. And I hope you've all enjoyed. Next we'll have the Dwarves of the Iron Hills. But until then, farewell, and I hope you enjoyed.